Okay, so this is a cool histogram idea. We are doing the number of games per World Series. So this right here on the vertical side is going to be the frequency. So 0, 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4, 5 maybe, 4, 5. Okay, and down here, we're trying to figure out how often have things happened. So for example, how many times have there been 4 games in a World Series? Well, that looks like just once. So I'm gonna make this like that. And then how many times have, and you could actually say this could be 3 to 4, if you will. And then how about how many from 4 to 5? Or let's just keep it 4, why not? How many times have there been 5? It looks like there's one, just one as well. Okay, what about 6? It looks like there's been 1, 2, 3 times when they've had 6. And then for 7, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should be way up here actually for 6. Sorry, for 7. Okay, now some people say that this is from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, but in this case, I think it kind of makes sense to do this. All right, hope that makes sense. Now let's take a look at finding the, doing a stem and leaf plot. This is really fun actually. So I look at the first number, and this is a 7, 5, 6, 7. I look for the lowest number. In this case, I see a 5. And so I'm gonna put a 5 here. And then I'm going to kind of make sure that I've got 6, 7, and 8, because you can see it goes up to 80s as well. So I'm gonna go like this. Oh gosh, let me restart this. You think I'm crazy. So I'll go like this. You usually call this a stem and leaf plot. So we'll call this 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. So because someone was 58 inches tall, there's a 58 there. And then you have someone who is 66 inches tall and another 66. So you've got 66 and another 66. And then you also have a 68, so you have a 68. And then for 7, you have a 71 and a 73. So a 71, a 73, a 74, a 75, and a 79. And then down here you have an 81. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now this question is asking for mode, median, and mean. Mode is the one that happens the most. All right, so mode, let's see. What do you see here? I see, oh my goodness. I'm not seeing, do I see any of them repeating? Is there another 35? No. Is there another 44? No. Is there another 52? Yes. Okay, so 52 would be the mode because it happens the most out of any of them. All right, so that's the mode, the one that happens the most. The median, I'm not going to do just for sake of time, but that's the same thing as what I did here, where you have to line it up from the smallest to the greatest, and then you find the middle. All right, and then the mean is when you add them all up and then divide by the number. So you would add up all these numbers, and then how many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you would take all those numbers, add them up, put that number here, then divide by 15. All right. All right, next we have domain and range. So domain is where is left to right, is from the left to the right. And range is going to be from the lowest point to the highest. So for my domain on this problem, what's the furthest left I go? Well, that's my x value of -6, and I'm going to have this symbol right here. And the furthest right I go is at a 6. Now for range, reminding you it goes from low to high. So what's the lowest y value we hit? Looks like -4. And what's the highest y value we hit? Looks like 0. So it's really important, you guys, that on the domain you're answering with x's, and with the range you're answering with y's. Let's do one more. So for the domain on this one, the furthest left we get is an x value of -5. And the furthest right we get is an x value of -3. Again, I'm writing the x values for domain, And for range, I'm writing the y values. What's the lowest we get? Well, the y value of -4. And what's the highest we get is the y value of 4. All right, so that should help you do this page. And then the last one is just find the 3 terms in the sequence after. Here I see it subtract 7, subtract 7, subtract 7. So I would be I would do -13 minus 7 is a -20. Subtract 7 again, I'm at -27. And subtract 7 again, I'm at -34. This one is a -4 minus, oh, it's actually -2, -2, -2. But on these ones, the last two, it's actually multiplication. So this was times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So the next term would be 64. And then I would double that, etc. Looks like here, this is a times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So you just have to get, it's asking for the next 3 terms in each. So I didn't quite finish, but you can.